are working on the last door in the hallway. You can see we got it sitting here. I got the door frame all cleaned up here. Went through and trimmed all the drywall back to make sure that was not going to interfere with any of our shims or anything. Not worried about this up here. And then all down this side, got it trimmed back as well. And I've got our starter shim nailed down to the bottom there. And what I used was my 6-foot level, and I put it against the this stud, and that way I can go ahead and see if I've got any sort of shimming to do on this side. And what I want to do is pull the jamb all the way to this side. And reason being is, again, we're trying to line all of our trim up with the skirt board that runs down the stairs. So I've been trying to keep that in mind as I go down through here. That line represents where the skirt board's going to hit, and then we'll push the casing that goes around the door opening up against that. And so we got to keep everything pretty well lined up so that there's no weird gaps or anything like that in between the trim. So what I've done here is, again, put the shim there, and then I'll go ahead and push the door opening or the jamb right up against that and screw that in place. Now you'll notice I've just used one shim, and it's angled in toward the closet. And the reason is this joist, or this stud, excuse me, has a little bit of a twist to it. So what I did was put the level on the face of the stud like that, and then I took my tape measure and I measured here and then over there, and I found that that has a little bit of an outward twist. So what happens is, if you take your jamb and you screw that nice and tight against this twisted stud here, by the time you get over here and get ready to line up this side, you're pushing that side of the jamb in, and then your door is going to be sprung. You're going to have tension on this side of the jamb, and the hinges are actually going to be pushing against the jamb as you're trying to close the door. So it's going to be sprung. It's going to want to push back towards you. So to take that spring out, you can use your shim to actually correct the twist in the stud. So as I shim this out just a little bit, I'll go ahead and put shims going this direction, with the fat side out, and that'll help twist the door frame, the jamb, in toward the closet a little bit, taking that spring out. So I'm going to go ahead and slip the door into place now, and I'll go ahead and put a couple of screws in it, and then I'll recheck all the fitment before we go ahead and get all the shims and screws in. Okay, door number 3 is officially in, and I'm just stoked to have these doors done. I still need to clip off my shims and clean up the mess and everything, but let's step back here and take a look at the entire hall. It's going to look really cool. Let me zoom out here. It's going to look really cool once we get the skirt board up on the stairs, and then all the casing and the baseboard, and all this is painted trim color. This door was a little bit of a pain, again, just because of some twist to some of the studs. Again, I had to put the shims going one direction here to push the jamb just a little bit. That way this wasn't sprung. But this is going to be a great closet. It's full height, except for this one little piece right here. So we'll put a low profile lamp there, and then we'll be able to have like a closet rod going across in between. Great place to hang coats. These closets, this is going to be the boys. This is where backpacks and shoes and stuff will go. This one is, a little bit unique because a lot of it's so low. We may end up making that a dog closet. And I say that, we've been thinking about getting a puppy once all this is over with. We lost our chocolate lab a couple of years ago, so the kids have been asking for a dog. We just haven't had time to devote to a puppy with all this renovation project. So this little one here on the end may become the dog closet. We may block, part of it off and then put the dog bed and all that stuff, make it built in. Put some ventilation in there. Obviously not close the dog in, but when the dog is not in her bed, the door could just be closed and all that stuff would be concealed. So anyways, just a thought. So we're really excited with the way this hallway has turned out. Again, once everything gets trimmed out and finished up here, it's going to look super nice. I, for one, am glad to be done with this project. This hallway you know, it's not super wide, and we've got 3 doors, and the openings are weird, and the framing was a little off, and there was twists in the studs and all that sort of stuff. It was challenging. It took longer than we expected, as always. Everything does with this project, but it turned out really nice. I'm happy with the way everything looks, and I can't wait again to get it all trimmed out and painted out. It's going to look fantastic once we get all the stairs put together and everything else. This is going to be a neat detail. Give it a little bit of, I think, historical significance. You used to see that a lot under stairs. They would have closets like that. So anyways, we're excited about it. Next for me, I'm going to work on the bonus room bathroom door. So I'm going to head upstairs, take all my tools and everything up there after I get cleaned up here, and go ahead and get started on the bonus room bathroom door. And really that's it on doors, except for the utility access up there in the bonus room, but I'll do that at a later date. We were trying to get all these panel doors ready to spray. We're going to set them up there, and our contractor Lawrence is going to give us a hand with that. He's going to help us to go ahead and spray all those all at once. We're going to use a real nice paint with an additive in there that helps it flow, and it'll flow into all the little cracks and crevices and look super smooth when it gets done. So much better than brushing all of those doors. So anyways, we're excited about that. After that, we get to hang them all back up. It's going to look fantastic. So I'm going to move everything upstairs and we'll pick back up. All right, so here's our last door opening that needs a door. How exciting is that, honey?
It's awesome.
I'm thrilled. So I'm going to clean the drywall up, make sure the opening is good and clean and secure, and everything is good to go. Then we'll stand our door up, get some measurements, and see what we need to do with it. We do have one more set of doors there to hang later. That's this access hatch for our utility space up there. It's where the hot water heaters are, the PEX manifolds, all that good stuff. And we've got to use that for some storage as well. Always use more storage, huh, babe?
Yes, you cannot get enough.
Amber's working on the bifold doors. These are doors that we rescued from the house before we demoed everything. She's going to be taking off the old hardware because we bought new bifold tracks, which came with new hinges, new knobs, new hardware. And she's going to get these disassembled, cleaned up, and we're going to paint them at the same time that we paint all of our other doors, which you can see racked up here, ready to go. Taking these down from all over the house, so it'll be good to see those getting painted.
Yes.
Cannot wait.
Yes.
Just wait for you to say so.
You're interrupting me.
All right, we'll keep working. I'm gonna try to get this door situated and go from there. All right, we got one side of the door anchored to the frame, and it looks pretty good. We ended up pushing the door as far as we could to the left. Got it all shimmed up here nice and plumb. Reason being is that we've got this switch box right here, and we knew that with our trim hanging over 3.5 inches, it's gonna be pretty close on the switch plate. So we didn't wanna have to cut down the switch plate or something goofy there. So we ended up pushing that over as far as we could toward the other side, just to give ourselves a little bit more room. So we'll go ahead and get the top part shimmed out here, and it shouldn't take us long, I don't think, to get the rest of this, get our gaps perfect and everything, and call this one complete. What do you think, hon? Ready to be done?
I am.
All right, well, if you give me a hand knocking this out, we'll wrap it up. All right, this door is done. That means the last of the doors have been completed. And I'm just fired up. I'm so happy. It was such a chore to hang all these doors, but you know what? It looks great. Our gaps look good. And everything's nice and plumb and straight. So I'm real happy with the way it turned out. And we were able to push it over so that now our frame's not going to interfere, or our trim's not going to interfere with our light cover. So that'll be perfect. So, very, very exciting. That does leave this door, or set of doors for up there, but I'll tackle that at a later date. So technically I've got one more set of doors to go, but when we're speaking about entry doors, they're done. All right, well, that's going to wrap up this episode of Whitmere State Revival. Thanks for hanging out with us this weekend. Appreciate you guys. Be sure to hit that subscription button so you don't miss a single episode going forward. We got lots more to do to get this house finished up and ready to move in. And we're going to keep documenting everything for you guys. So be sure to keep tuning back in. Got any comments or questions, leave those down below. We're always happy to get those from our viewers. And give us a like if you would, please. As always, keep spreading the word about Woodmere State Revival. Tell your friends and family. And please share the videos on your channels. That way we can get some exposure there. We appreciate that. We've had a lot of fun making these videos over the last 2.5 years. We still have more to do, even after the house is done. Obviously, we still have a lot of stuff to tackle exterior-wise. Stripping and painting the exterior of the house, building the back porch, building the pool house or a pool house addition, building the fence around the pool. So still lots to be done, even once we get done with the inside of the house. So we'll keep documenting everything if you guys keep watching. Take care. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.